It is the popular saying that a healthy society is a wealthy one. On the Great Mind program, medical experts are available to provide solutions to various health challenges. You desire greatness in life. Successful men and women in the society are available on the Great Mind program to reveal to you the secrets to their greatness. The Great Mind of Nancy Oshogbo is a watch for all. Meet me on the program every Sunday between 3:30 and 4 p.m. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You are welcome to another edition of the program, The Great Mind. This week our gist centers on the inauguration of T-Ship Committee of Osun Health Insurance Scheme for Bowen University. Since health remains the determinant factor to adjudge the worth of an individual and the society at large, Osun Health Insurance Agency has the overall objectives of ensuring that every resident in Osun State has easy access to effective, quality and affordable healthcare services, protecting families from financial hardship of huge medical bills, containing the cost of healthcare services to attain efficiency, ensuring equitable distribution of healthcare costs across different income groups, maintaining high standard of healthcare delivery services within the health sector, ensuring efficiency in health care services delivery, improving and enhancing private sector participation in the provision of healthcare services, and also ensuring adequate distribution of health facilities within the state. In actualization of the above-mentioned objectives, Osun Health Insurance Agency has succeeded in designing various programs and products. The programs are following: formal sector social health insurance program, informal sector social health insurance program, organized private sector social health insurance scheme, and the tertiary institution social health insurance program, T-Ship, which is aimed at providing health insurance to students in tertiary institutions. The objectives of T-Ship include ensuring that every student in tertiary institutions has access to good health care services and protecting students and their families from financial hardship of huge medical bills. This, however, brought about the inauguration of the Bowen University Tertiary Institution Social Insurance Program, T-Ship Committee. The epoch-making event took place on Wednesday, August 17, 2022, at the Council Chamber of Bowen University. As the Executive Secretary, Osun Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Ogini, who is the Chairman Forum of the Executive Secretaries, says Health Insurance Agency in Nigeria, was accompanied to the place by the Director of Programs of Osun Health Insurance Agency, Farm Olasunkami Sumonu. The Vice Chancellor of Bowen University, Professor Joshua Ogunwole, was represented by his deputy, Professor Oluwatosin Atobatele.
I consider this meeting very, very important, and that is why I am here. Otherwise, like I said to the TVC, where at the moment the meeting started 2 o'clock in the villa, in the banquet of the villa. Today, the Nigerian Governors Forum is launching the primary health care. It's a kind of competition between all state governors in the implementation of primary health care in this country. And then they are doing the launch. Is a competition, the launch of the competition, and it's happening in the villa because in June, Mr. President signed a law, the National Health Insurance Authority Law. And the National Health Insurance Authority Law makes health insurance mandatory for everybody in Nigeria and every legal immigrant into Nigeria. And aside from that, it's also made what we call a vulnerable group fund available, which will take care of about 83 million Nigerians who are said to be living under the poverty line, And so strengthening of primary health care is one of the areas that I think we're going to provide this service for those 33 million who are the vulnerable population. And that's why this competition is being set up, it's been launched today, so that all state governments can key in and fund their own PHC system, so that we can have an overall improvement in the entire health sector. But like I said, I was invited there as the chairman of the Forum of CEOs of Health Insurance Agencies in Nigeria. But then this meeting I consider very important. One, because of all the tertiary institutions, the private tertiary institutions that we've been talking with, aside from Adeleke that showed some response and fountain, they just words of mouth. But this university I have seen has gone beyond just talking to taking action to really implementing the tertiary institutional social insurance program. And for that, I believe that the commitment that's shown must be reciprocated. And that's why I had to cancel that, send my vice chairman, who is the FCT health insurance ES, to attend earlier, so that I'll be here. Having said that, I know your time is really very short, and I was just going to say something about the competition, but having said that you really have a student representative available as well. I want to believe that this guideline has been shared with the members of the committee, or at least the principal officers of the university. So in terms of the, thank you. So Sarah, we can have these members. Yes. So if we look at, so that we don't waste time, I'm supposed to look at the background. Tertiary Institution Social Insurance Program is a program under the health insurance scheme that became established through the National Health Insurance Scheme law. The Act is just coming, the Act repeals the law, and then got in some introduction. But then the TSHIP had never existed since 1999 in the law that established NHIS. But the implementation of TSHIP across the country had not been given much attention. And in 2015, the National Council of Health, and then 2017, they mooted the bill from the, it was a memo actually from the Minister of Health to the Council that they should now decentralize health insurance in Nigeria. The decentralization of health insurance in Nigeria, in accordance with National Health Act 2014, which is section 11 provided for the basic protection fund, that no state can access unless they have a functional state health insurance agency and a functional scheme. So it was that actually necessitated the establishment of state health insurance agencies. And these state health insurance agencies are supposed to regulate the practice of health insurance in their geographical enclave, in their states, and then they're supposed to also oversight. They're supposed to ensure that the scheme or that social health insurance in Nigeria is operated as designed, as contained in the law. So that is how the TSHIP came up. Now, the National Health Insurance Scheme, or now National Health Insurance Authority, have its own officers, trying to establish the scheme, the program in different institutions. But upon the establishment of the state schemes, they handed over to the states, that the states will begin to run the TSHIP to oversight, and supervise what goes on in TSHIP. You know that the TSHIP program is a program that is meant to ensure that the students of every tertiary institutions in the state have access to quality care based on the defined benefit package, and at a cost that's also negotiable, because the package for general public institutional students are different. The package for private institutions are different, because the amount that the students pay as medical fee is different in the tertiary, the private institutions from those that are in private institutions. And we know that different institutions have different packages that they are made available for their students. So what we are to do is not simply to see how we can attain some level of uniformity amongst all tertiary institution students, whether private or public, in our state, and then allow for a supplementary package based on the peculiarity of the the private tertiary institutions. So for us, tertiary institutional social lecture program is a win-win for all stakeholders. For the university authority, it is a way of empowering your medical center such that your medical center can begin to gain some degree of autonomy, and as you go on, as the scheme progresses, you may not even have to be funding the health sector, the health center so heavily, because it's going to be generating revenue. And if you look at what we have on pages 12 and 13, I'm going to explain some things to us. Now, that's one on the part of the authority. Now, on the part of the hospital, it gives whoever is in charge of hospital management, it gives them the leverage to respond appropriately and timely to issues that affect provision of service in their various departments, and it removes a lot of bottleneck.
The committee members will work out the modalities of aligning and participating in the tertiary institution social health insurance program with Osun State Health Insurance Scheme. That's the main topic. We want it to work because it's something that is promising, and then it's going to benefit both the students, the institution, the hospital, and so many others. And then when we look at every member, we promise every member will be given this document.
Oh, yes, every member.
Yes. So the single time of reference from the institution has been broken down into about 8. Yeah, I think I would want to read out.
Okay.
One is to oversee the overall implementation of TSHIP in this institution, Bowen. Number 2 is to manage the TSHIP fund, including timely and accurate disbursement to all stakeholders. Number 3 is to ensure that the HMO, the healthcare facility, and this institution meets their obligations to students on this program. Number 4 is that this committee will act as a key stakeholder in quality assurance and monitoring. Number 5, this committee will provide regular feedback to the management of the tertiary institutions and the OEs. And number 6, this committee will be involved in procurement of goods and services under TSHIP, and then which will be discussed and approved at the committee level. Number 7, this committee will keep records of the activities of the scheme. And finally, any other necessary activity that will ensure success, effectiveness of this TSHIP program, you will be involved in it.
As the committee of the Bowen University's Tertiary Institution Social Insurance Program was inaugurated by the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Bowen University, Professor Oluwatosin Atopatele, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Joshua Ogunwole. The Executive Secretary, Governing Board, Osun Insurance Agency, also inaugurated the committee on behalf of the Governor of Osun State, Alhaji Isiaka Adegboyega Oyetola.
So I, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, today, Wednesday 17th August 2022, inaugurates the Committee on Tertiary Institution Social Health Insurance Program in the name of the Father, Amen, and of the Son, Amen, and of the Holy Spirit.
Amen. A committee that is working on our program as established by the state government, and I, being a representative of Mr. Governor in this place, will say that having had the inauguration done by the the Vice Chancellor of the institution, on behalf of Mr. Governor, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, I, Executive Secretary of Osun Insurance Agency, Adeniyi Ogini, hereby also inaugurate this committee to the glory of God and the service and benefit of mankind. Thank you very much.
The chairman of the Bowen University Teaching Committee, Dr. Thomas Adeleke, who is the chief medical director of the Bowen University Health Center, was full of gratitude to Osun Health Insurance Agency and all the stakeholders for the inauguration of the committee.
The executive secretary of OIS and the other representative from OIS, the program coordinator. Thank you very much for coming, for inaugurating our committee. I want to use the opportunity to appreciate the university management for the unpleasant report of the university actually. Like I said in our meeting, the commitment of the university management has been very, very motivating and encouraging, even for me as a doctor of this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Since Bowen University has taken the lead among other private tertiary institutions in Osun State, the rest of the private tertiary institutions are expected to join tertiary institution social insurance program to enjoy USA healthcare benefit packages of Osun Health Insurance Scheme. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sábàlá ètò yìí lédè abínibí wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe sọ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì ohun tí a pẹ̀kẹ́lù lónìí ni ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ tí yóò máa ṣàbójútó adójútòfò ìlera fún ilé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè Bowen. Látàrí wípé nǹkan gbòógì tí ó jẹ́ òṣùwọ̀n láti sọ wípé ènìyàn kan tàbí àwùjọ ní ọrọ̀ ní ipò ìlera tí ènìyàn tàbí àwùjọ náà wà. Gbogbo àgbésùn àjọ ìdófò ìlera ní láti rí i pé gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ló ní àǹfààní sí ètò ìlera tó péye tówó rẹ̀ ò sì gbópá rárá, dídáàbòbò ẹbí kúrò nínú à ń fọ̀rọ̀ ẹni ṣòfò lórí ìlera, rí i pé owó péréte ló jẹ́ níná pẹ̀lú àṣeyọrí ńlá nínú ètò ìlera, rí i dájú wípé ìlànà tí ètò ìlera ń tẹ̀lé jẹ́ èyí tó múnádóko, rí i dájú wípé ètò ìlera jẹ́ eléyìí tó péye àti ní ṣiṣẹ́ papọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn aládàáni láti rí i pé gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ní àǹfààní sí ètò ìlera tó péye. Nípa rí i dájú wípé gbogbo àdójúsùn náà ló wá sí ìmúṣẹ ní àjọ ìtòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ti ṣe ṣàgbékalẹ̀ onírúurú àwọn ètò nínú èyí tí a ti rí ètò àjítòfò ìlera fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba, ètò àjítòfò ìlera fún àwọn tí kìí ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba, ètò àjítòfò ìlera fún àwọn àgbájọ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ aládàáni àti ètò àjítòfò ìlera fún àwọn iléèwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè. Ètò àjítòfò ìlera fún iléèwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè yìí ló jẹ́ wípé àrísùn rẹ̀ ni láti rí i pé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní àwọn iléèwé náà ní àǹfààní sí ètò ìlera tó péye àti ìdáàbòbò àwọn ọmọ iléèwé náà àti àwọn ẹbí wọn kúrò nínú ìfọ̀rọ̀ẹnisòfò lórí ìlera. Èyí ló ṣokùnfà ìfilọ́lẹ̀ àjọ tí yóò máa ṣàbójútó ìgbìmọ̀ àjítòfò ìlera ní Bowen University. Ìfilọ́lẹ̀ náà ló wáyé ní ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kẹjọ ọdún 2022 nílé ìwé náà, níbi tí akọ̀wé àgbà fún àjọ àjítòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun tó tún jẹ́ alága àwọn akọ̀wé àgbà àjọ àjítòfò ìlera káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, dókítà Samuel Adeniyi Ogini, tí adarí ẹ̀ka tó ń bójútó gbogbo ètò ní ilé-iṣẹ́ àjítòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Apògùn Òyìnbó Ọlásùnkànmí Sùmọ́nù Bákànwọ́rìn lọ síbi ìfilọ́lẹ̀ náà. Alábòójútó Bowen University ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Joshua Ogunwọlé ní igbákejì rẹ̀ ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Olúwatósìn Atọ́batẹ́lẹ̀ sojú fún níbi ètò náà. Akọ̀wé àgbà fún àjọ ìtòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun dókítà Samuel Adeniyi Ogini ṣàlàyé lórí ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ìgbìmọ̀ àjítòfò ìlera fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gboyè Bowen.
Nǹkan tá a wá ṣe níbí lénìí ó ní wípé a wá fi ìgbìmọ̀ TSHIP Tertiary Institutional Social Health Insurance Program àwa fi ìgbìmọ̀ ẹ̀ lélẹ̀ ní Bowen University ní Ìwòǹbílẹ̀ ní. àǹfààní tó wà ń bẹ̀ ni wípé táwọn ọmọ iléèwé gíga àwọn ọmọ yunifásitì tí wọ́n bá sanwó wípé oye báyìí ni owó tá a san fún láti máa tọ́jú ìlera wa tá a san fún ilé ẹ̀kọ́ ó yẹ kí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ kó lè ní ìpèsè ètò tó múnádóko fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn ṣùgbọ́n a rí pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga yẹn ni wọn ò ní ètò tó múnádóko tó fún àwọn ọmọléèwé àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ní iléèwé gíga wa torí ẹ̀ ni nínú òfin wa ó di dandan kí gbogbo ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga kí wọ́n ní ìgbìmọ̀ tá à ń pè ní kọ́mítì yìí tó ń jẹ́ TSHIP committee tán bá dẹ̀ ti wá ní TSHIP committee yẹn wọ́n á ní ẹnìkan láti OSHA ń bẹ̀ láti àjọ adójútòfò ìlera nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun wọ́n á ní àwọn tó ń jẹ́ wípé àwọn olórí wọn náà ń bí wọ́n á ní ẹni tí a jẹ́ aṣojú àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ náà òun náà wà ń bẹ̀ ní inú ìgbìmọ̀ yẹn láti máa ṣètò bọ́n ṣe máa tọ́jú wọn orí ìtọ́jú wọn náà máa fún wọn tí nǹkan báyìí bá rí báyìí báyìí lè máa rí báyìí òye rí báyìí lẹ́nu máa gbogbo ẹ̀ pátá nǹkan tá a wá ṣe a sì rí wípé Bowen University yìí wọ́n jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ nínú àwọn yunifásitì aládàáni tó jẹ́ wípé a rí wípé ètò wọn ó dáńtọ́ torí pé àwọn náà fúnra ara wọn náà tó wá pè wá wípé ká wá ọ ṣe mọ̀ pé wọ́n ní tí òògùn yẹn bá dá lójú ó máa ń fi ń gbárí ni nǹkan tó ń ṣe ó dá wọn lójú wọ́n sì fẹ́ kó tún wá tẹ̀síwájú sí i torí ẹ̀ náà ṣe pè wá tí wá sílé ní àti wá fi ìgbìmọ̀ yẹn lọ́lẹ̀ lẹ́ni báyìí ní títẹ̀síwájú a rí wípé nǹkan tó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú ilé ìwòsàn wọn tó wà bí a ti lọ wò a rí pé ilé ìwòsàn náà ó dáa a rí pé àti máa tọ́jú àti máa pèsè ìtọ́jú fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ a tún wá tẹ̀síwájú sí ju tàtẹ̀yìnwá lọ.
alága ìgbìmọ̀ fún ìdójútòfò ìlera fún Bowen University tó tún jẹ́ dókítà àgbà fún ilé ìwòsàn tó wà ní Bowen University dókítà Thomas Adeleke fẹ̀rí ìmoore hàn sí àjọ ìtòfò ìlera àti gbogbo àwọn tọ́rọ̀ náà kàn.
nǹkan tó dáa gan-an ó máa ran ètò ìlera lọ́wọ́ dáadáa nínú ọgbà wa yìí nílé yunifásitì wa yìí ó máa jẹ́ kí ìlera ètò ìlera àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wa kó tún túbọ̀ jágara dáadáa sí ó máa ran hospital náà lọ́wọ́ torí pé ó máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ láti tètè máa jẹ́ ká rẹ́ ní àwọn a máa ní àǹfààní sí àwọn owó láti ra nǹkan hospital dáadáa tó jẹ́ ètò tí ìgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ tó dára so a lè nígbàgbọ́ pé ó máa léso rere lágbára ọgbọ́n tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀.
bó ṣe jẹ́ wípé Bowen University ti wá ṣáájú gbogbo àwọn akọ ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun láti kópa nínú ìdójútòfò ìlera fún àwọn ilé-ìwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè ó yẹ kó jẹ́ wípé gbogbo àwọn ilé-ìwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ gboyè tó kù náà ló máa tagìrì láti ṣàwòkọ́ṣe Bowen University láti lè ní àǹfààní sí àwọn onírúurú mùdùnmúùdùn tó sodo sí kíkópa nínú ètò àyètòfò ìlera. iye tí a ó ti máa dáhùn lónìí lórí ètò ẹ pàdé mi lọ́sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ fún àkọ́tún ètò yìí kan náà ǹjẹ́ tí ìgbà náà ire o.